What's up, listeners? You who dare to defy personal social challenges to offer the world the best version of yourself. I have a problem I would love to discuss with you. Here you go. Do you ever struggle with feeling awkward in social settings? Let's discuss the solution. This podcast will dive into key strategies for overcoming social anxiety and self-doubt by projecting confidence in social situations and interactions, by addressing issues such as imposter syndrome, I'll explain that in a moment, and providing practical strategies for projecting confidence. This episode aims to help listeners learn how to exude confidence and become the most captivating person in the room. Welcome to the Life Sculptor Blueprint. I'm Jack Wolf, and this show is tailored for determined, resourceful individuals who aspire to enhance their life skills, fire their boss, and succeed in building their online business empire. This show delivers practical advice and inspirational stories, arming you with the necessary tools to sharpen your life skills and excel at your online business. Here are the key points we'll cover today. We'll explain what imposter syndrome is and why it's important. We'll talk about projecting confidence along with practical tips and strategies. We'll tell you a little bit more about my personal transformation, which centers around the idea of projecting confidence to find freedom from social anxiety. So what is imposter syndrome? It has a severe impact on self-esteem and confidence. It is that sneaky little villain that convinces you that you're not as skilled or talented or good looking as others may think. Have you ever landed in amazing success? Imposter syndrome whispers in your ear, you don't deserve this, and soon everyone else will figure that out. Even successful individuals like Tom Hanks and Lady Gaga have admitted to struggling with imposter syndrome over their lifetimes. It's important that we recognize the voice of imposter syndrome, but in order to address it, we have to build our confidence. See, it's important to know your enemy, but not focus on your enemy. It's more important that you focus on your desired outcome. Sometimes when we recognize something in our life that we want to get rid of, we focus so hard on that we actually perpetuate its strength in our life because we're so focused on the thing we don't want, and therefore it occurs more. But if we focus on the desired outcome, I want to be more confident, therefore I will work on projecting my confidence. Then over time, as we learn to make the projection of confidence become an actual natural part of ourselves, then the voice of that imposter speaking negativity to us loses its footing and will soon be forgotten. So the concept of projecting confidence can happen even when you don't feel it. It's kind of like wielding a Jedi mind trick. It's less about convincing yourself to be confident, and it's more about presenting yourself in a way that inspires trust and respect and credibility to those around you. Now, there is a healthy way and an unhealthy way to do this, okay? In an unhealthy projection of confidence, someone may come across as trying way too hard. They may be way overly confident, which is now embarrassing themselves. They may project insecurity, and they may actually wind up being somewhat bullyish in their approach toward people, rude and brutish and trying to own something that really isn't theirs to own. And everyone is turned off by that kind of a person. So it's important to call out that projecting confidence is not about proving anything to yourself or to anyone else around you. You are not here to convince others of your worthiness. You're worthy because of who you are. But projecting confidence is about the desired outcome of inspiring trust and respect and credibility in the minds of those around you. So why is this important? Because studies show that projecting confidence can lead to positive interactions and more opportunities in your life. It's important to know that your posture, your tone, and your attitude all contribute to this projection of your confidence. If your posture is not in line with your tone or your attitude, for example, people are not going to be convinced, and therefore your action is not going to take effect. So in order to project confidence, you have to align your body with your mind. Just like facial feedback theory, I'm hoping you've heard of that. If not, you can look that up online on your own time. Or power posing, that's another search term you can investigate later. Studies indicate that when your body takes on a particular role, that your attitude and your emotions will follow. For example, if you're not feeling happy and you force yourself to smile, your emotions will eventually line up with that smile and you will feel lighter. Here's an example of projecting confidence in a practical way. So you're feeling shy, you're feeling inadequate in the moment, and you line your body up in a powerful pose and posture, and you change the way that you are displaying yourself to those around you, and then suddenly your emotions line up with your body, and you begin to become more confident. You're not lying, you're actually learning to become the thing that you have chosen to become, which is your God-given right to do. Let me tell you a personal story here. I was born an extremely shy introvert. I cannot understate how shy I was. In a public setting, completely unintentionally, I would pull my shoulders up alongside my ears and droop my head in such a shy display all throughout my childhood and even my teenage years. It was such an awkward posture. And when I felt like people were looking at me and that they noticed how awkward I was, it felt so embarrassing that I would actually become even more awkward. It was a perpetual problem for me. So one day I just made the decision that I would break free from this cycle and adopt more of a superhero-like posture and see what would happen. And, this was trial and error. I had nobody to explain this to me. It was just something I stumbled into, but I found that act to be quite transformative. I didn't just take on the posture of an average person, right? How does an average person stand, or how do they speak, or how do they act? What I did was I actually mimicked what I was imagining to be my version of a superhero if I were one. And so I would pull my shoulders back, not just in an average way, but in a super way, right? If I was speaking, I actually spoke with an actual confidence that showed that I truly believed in what I was saying, not in an average way, but in a very passionate and convincing way. And what I found was, as I was just trying to be a little more extra than ordinary, that the anxiety and the effects of the anxiety that I felt would die down a little bit, and I could actually think straight. And as I could think straight, I could hold a conversation. I could hold my posture without finding myself going back inside my shell. So here's my encouragement to you based on my experience. Anxiety creates such difficult effects that inevitably will pull you in under its control. If you want to break the momentum of anxiety, don't aim to be normal or ordinary. Present your heroic and capable self in a way that is extraordinary, extraordinary. Here's the point. Changing your outlook on yourself can change how others perceive you and open doors of opportunity. I would love to invite you to share your experiences with overcoming imposter syndrome through projecting confidence. Please email me at info@posg.life or DM me through the standard social media platforms. I'll leave the links in the podcast description for you. I also recently released a blog article on the website as an additional resource, posg.life/blog. Let's talk a little bit about the importance of body language in projecting confidence, especially during first impressions. Communication style and techniques contribute to projecting confidence. So there's a website, Speakers Institute. They performed research on acting confident until it becomes second nature, and I will leave that link for you to absorb later. Here are some actionable steps for projecting confidence. Remember, the goal is for you to practice these steps until they naturally become a part of who you are. First, your posture matters, as we said. Stand tall, pull your shoulders back, push your chest out, pretend you're wearing a superhero cape if you have to. Some will refer to this as your power pose, and everyone has a different power pose. Don't copy someone, but find your own. Some experts have advised that holding a power pose for 2 minutes prior to a stressful engagement can help you perform better at tasks such as a presentation, an interview, or a negotiation where stress levels would ordinarily be very high. Your voice and your tone are also important. Speak clearly, speak with conviction, be committed to your knowledge, your perspective, and your opinion. Don't back off. Don't be rude and overbearing, but you can vary your tone. You can be engaging. You can be assertive without apologizing. Make eye contact. Show interest. Eye contact shows that you are confident. Smile. Use a genuine smile to appear approachable and confident. People are looking for leadership in this life, and a smile tells them that you're just comfortable to be there in your own skin in any situation, and they gravitate toward that. You'll have to also visualize yourself as a confident person if you want to shift your mindset. So don't just pretend, but really allow the visualization of this to become the essence of who you are. So we talked about knowing our enemy and understanding imposter syndrome. We talked about how we should focus on our desired outcome of confidence and owning your place in the story and inspiring trustworthiness and respect among others. We talked about how our posture and our tone and our attitude are critical for projecting confidence, and that all of these things must be aligned in order for the story to make sense to those around us. We also discussed practical tips for building and maintaining our confidence. I'd like to encourage you to practice these things until they become so natural in your journey that you are not projecting confidence, you are confident. I'd love it if you would subscribe, leave a review, or just follow my podcast on whatever social media platform you're on right now. I would love for you to look at the additional resources on my website that pertain to the blog article. I've written a book. It's called How to Talk to Anyone, Social Skills Made Easy. And throughout that book, I'll discuss confidence and the role confidence plays in learning to talk to others and learning to embrace yourself and learning to network with proven success methods. This book is available on Amazon, and I'll leave the link below. I also have a daily confidence building guided journal. It's a companion product to How to Talk to Anyone. I'll leave that link below in the description as well for you. Please send me your questions and topics that you'd like to see covered in future episodes. I'm always looking to speak to your heart about things that you care about and not just make up things that I think are more important. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll leave my podcast links below, as well as the blog link, social media links. I'd love to be connected with you. Have a great day. Jack Wolf.